Hey guys, how you doing? My name is Joe,
I'm also Joe.
and we are back for our second recap. We've gotten through another 5 games for the Super Nintendo Entertainment System, so we're going to do a short recap of our opinions on said games. First up was the first RPG we experienced. This is Drakkhen. Um, yeah,
Drakkhen.
uh, it was unique. You could see that they were trying to do something cool with the game. It definitely had the RPG elements. It had some neat bits. I like the part where you had the thing at the bottom where you could see your inventory change as you equipped guys. Unfortunately, that may have been its only saving grace. The video quality was not there. The graphics were poor. The sound quality was
Oh, the sound
bad.
was bad.
The interface was atrocious. Just wasn't a good game. There's a spot, which might be right here on the video, where when you get to the castle, there's these sharks that jump out and eat you, and you just can't do anything about it,
You just have to throw your guys at it until you get past it,
which is atrocious and poor game design. So, Draken, thumbs down for me,
I also gave it a thumbs down.
thumbs down for Joey. The 2 thumbs down for Draken. Next up was the Chessmaster. Look, this was a port from like 1980 something. It's 3D chess. It's chess. The sound again was terrible.
The sound was horrible.
The sound was actually worse than Draken.
Yeah.
It was 8-bit sound and not very good 8-bit sound. If you're gonna play chess, guys,
Just play chess.
find a friend to play chess with. Yeah, there is zero reason for you to play chess on your Super Nintendo unless you're a shut-in, I guess. Then maybe there's some justification there. Wasn't a good game. Again, double thumbs down for Chessmaster. Next up, Hyperzone. Now this was a really interesting game, yeah?
Yeah, I actually really enjoyed Hyperzone.
So it was a shoot 'em up, but also kind of a combination of that with F-Zero.
F-Zero, yeah.
Yeah, so you're basically on a closed racetrack. I mean, there's no turns per se, but you're flying down here. It's got a lot of the same Mode 7 graphics. Colorful, interesting. Not the hardest or the best or the worst game we've played thus far, I don't think. A little seizure-inducing, just like F-Zero was. Because
Especially with the side grounds.
yeah, so F-Zero had that side ground just on the bottom. This has it on the top and bottom. But otherwise, the graphics weren't bad. It did have an optional 3D mode, which
We did not get to test that out.
we did not. We did get it working, but we don't have 3D glasses. So at some point, I'm going to have to dig me up a pair of 3D glasses for us to try Hyperzone out. Maybe we'll get an impromptu gaming in at some point after we get those. We can come back, revisit.
I don't know what it'd look like for the...
Well, for them, it won't look like anything
Right.
but a blurred screen, but we'll be able to tell you guys whether it's good. So, Hyperzone actually earned thumbs up from me.
Yep. I also gave Hyperzone a thumbs up.
Thumbs up. You want to go ahead and cover Super RType?
Yeah, I guess, since I was the one mostly playing it.
Yeah.
Super RType is a shoot 'em up. It reminded us greatly of Gradius.
Quite.
I frankly liked Super RType quite a bit. It experienced a lot of slowdown.
It did suffer significantly from slowdown, much more than Gradius.
A lot. And it was not an easy game either, but we did end up beating Hyperzone and Super RType.
Well, you beat him.
I guess. But I don't know. I gave it a thumbs up.
I also gave Super RType a thumbs up. Just the graphics were good, the sound was good, the gameplay was okay. The slowdown was a bit much.
The slowdown, it was its real downfall.
But I caveated my thumbs up. I said it's thumbs up. It's a good game. Go play it. But given the option between Super RType or Gradius 3 at the time, having not experienced Gradius 3, I would choose Gradius 3 over this. Gradius 3 lets you choose your weapons at the beginning, which that has a lot of, onus on you, and so it gives you a little bit more interest in the game. So I just think that Gradius 3 was presented better that way and better to play.
Something that I do really like about Super R-Type is if you look at the game, you'll see the orange spinning ball. You can throw it around, and we gave it the name Jeffrey. Or I gave it the name Jeffrey.
I'm not sure why either, but whatever.
I know Gradius 3 has F option, which allows you to move around the orange balls around you.
Yeah, which were pretty cool.
We never tried that.
One of the things Gradius did have, which I really wish this one would have had, was the shrink.
Yeah.
Making you a way smaller target. So, Super R-Type, though, gets a double thumbs up from us. Our last game of the week that we got here, the last of the 5, I guess, is Populous. Another port from 1980s. 1989 was brought out for the Amiga personal home computer system. So you can see right off the bat, the graphics are not amazing. The sound was nearly non-existent, actually.
It was just a low chanting occasionally the sound of battle.
Yeah, it was a very low chanting. The gameplay doesn't offer a lot. You spend a lot of time going around as God, basically, raising and lowering the ground so your little guys can build their cities. And then when you've got enough little guys, you start attacking the enemy. The best part of the game is the more guys you have, the more mana you get. And as you get mana, you get to cast spells that throw volcanoes and earthquakes on the enemy, which is actually, for sure, the funnest part of the game. You scroll over to their screen, you're like, oh, I see you have a castle. Not anymore! So, I mean, the graphics aren't great. It's interesting in that it is a real-time strategy game, which I don't remember playing real-time strategy games this far back on like a console. So that's kind of a neat fact. In the end, this one was one that I played by myself. Joey didn't even want to try it. Which,
just like Drakkhen. Yeah. I did not play Drakkhen.
Yeah, Drakkhen and Populous, not the greatest games. I gave Populous in the end a thumbs down. I did caveat that if you are a huge RTS fan, it might be worth going backwards to play this just to have that in your wheelhouse. So, if you're a big RTS person, then chances are things like this old original RTS kind of games come into discussions occasionally. And so it might be worth it if you're really into it just to kind of have that knowledge. And it's not the worst game we've played. I would pick Populous over Drakkhen.
I would also probably pick Populous over Drakkhen. And I don't like real-time strategy games, but I would definitely prefer to play, StarCraft over this.
Oh, well, yeah. That's the thing. Coming into it, if you've played any modern-day RTS, then this is garbage. Yeah. And you're just not going to have any kind of fun with it. But it wasn't an atrocious game, but it gets a thumbs down from me.
I also gave Populous a thumbs down.
So there you go, guys. Those are our second set of 5 games and our slow recap. Currently, we just started the next set of 5 games. We're playing UN Squadron this week. And then after that, we're going to move into the first bevy of sports games that were released for the Super Nintendo Entertainment System. We got, I think, Super Bases Loaded, Wahile Kili. It's a Hawaiian golf course, I think.
I saw
it's golf.
In the game. It looks difficult to pronounce.
I think there's a tennis game coming up.
Super tennis.
So, yeah, we've got a number of sports games coming up. We're not big sports people, so wish us luck on that. But that's it. Thanks for tuning in for this 5-game recap, and we will see you guys on the next stream. Have a good night.
See ya.